done with practice 10 today. It was treated like a full game day. I thought had a pretty good day. It was the 10th day of practice, and came over to the stadium for the first time. Each group, we have more depth than we've ever had. So we had each group got about 50 scrimmage snaps, right at 50 with about 150 play scrimmage. I was pleased with the tempo, pleased with how we handled the day. We had some nice heat out there, which was good for us. We need to get accustomed to that because it's going to be hot. But overall, pleased with how the day went. And we got 2 live kickoff coverages. We got a couple live punt coverages, which is really good for us to be able to play in space. First game you're always concerned in those special team situations. But overall, offensively, need to run the ball better. I mean, if we're actually running the ball better, we need to throw it better. I thought we've run the ball pretty successfully in camp, but we're not as consistent in the throwing game, whether it's from a protection standpoint or just throwing and catching it. We had a couple explosive plays. Jake hit Shaw on a big touchdown, and then hit Mon in a 1-minute situation to put us in the field goal range to win the game, which Parker went out and hit it. So that was positive, but we just need to be more consistent throwing the football. Defensively, been very pleased with our front 7 and how we've played. Got to continue to work on our perimeter as far as leveraging the ball, tackling, and getting things on the ground in space. I thought we did tackle pretty well today for the first time. We had a live short yardage and goal line on practice 6, but today was our first time live full out in the field tackling, and I thought we tackled pretty well. But some things we obviously going to take a step forward. I'm pleased with where we are special teams wise. We've got more team speed than we've had, and we've got some really good specialists in Parker, and Joe's having a great camp. Really pleased with where he is right now. But again, overall, pretty pleased with the day, and to be able to get that many snaps, the depth we have obviously helps. It helps develop the bottom half of your roster. And that's where young players can really be developed in your program, especially line of scrimmage players. That's where it makes a difference in your team. And that's the first time we've really been able to do that in fall camp. But injury-wise, we're pretty good shape. Really, Evan Henson was having a hard time breathing early in camp. Had an irregular heartbeat. He's going to have an ablation surgery on Wednesday, which is very similar to what happened to Taylor Stallworth 3 years ago. It's a 6 to 8 week recovery. He's going to be fine. I'm glad we caught it on the echo. But it's an unfortunate situation for him. JT Ebay strained his pec, same injury that he had at Rice. Probably be a week before we get him back, but he'll be fine. Donnell Stanley had a little bit of a back spasm, did not scrimmage today, but he's going to be fine. He'll be back this week. Keel Pollard's got a little bit of a stinger. We're working through that process right now. Tavian Feaster has been practicing, but he's been non-contact. We had to remove his tooth. It was an infected tooth, and they didn't want him to have contact. He'll be cleared for full contact when we get back at it Wednesday. Tomorrow's an NCAA mandatory off day, which we'll have meetings and walk through. JJ Mbari will be back full on Wednesday. KT Keir Thomas will be cleared next week. That's all we've got on the injury front. So, but again, pleased with the progress we've made, but obviously some things we can improve on. I'll open it up for any questions.
Raise your hand, David.
Will, last week you mentioned that it was kind of alarming, the number of drops you guys might have, or holding on to the football. Have you seen any progress in that?
Well, we didn't have we had 1 interception today in a 4th down situation where we needed to throw the football, and I believe that was the only turnover that we had all day. So that's good offense, bad for the defense. We need to get the ball off people better. But we've done a nice job in camp defensively. Some of our, because we do so many 2 and 3 spot drills, sometimes it's some down the line guys turning the ball over. So you got to, from my seat, you got to keep that all in perspective. But today we did a nice job of protecting the ball, and there was some good and bad on both ends. I thought we played really well defensively in the red area, holding people to field goals. Obviously offensively, we went 70% of the time to score touchdowns. We didn't do that today. We took care of the ball. We didn't get on defense. So whatever positive is on one side, it's a negative on the other. So that's kind of how it is.
John.
Yeah, I believe you mentioned that you want to see Ryan and DeCarrion get the ball out a little bit quicker. Did you see that in this scrimmage?
No, at that position, we're not getting the ball out quick enough. All 3, we're not getting the ball out quick enough. We got to have a better time clock, especially in 1-minute situation. Take a sack, the drive's over. It's a drive killer. So, got to get the ball out quicker. All 3 guys.
Back there, Mike.
You mentioned you said the defense. You think that you're pretty pleased with it. When you look back to years past, though, where the defensive backs are right now, can you sense a difference in terms of just playing faster, not thinking as much right now?
Well, I think that again, both corners have had really good camps. I thought that we had the one deep ball. I don't remember exactly who it was, but it was a contested ball, and Shai made a nice play, and Jake made a heck of a throw. But it was a contested play. That's the positive part from my standpoint. We're in position, we just gotta get the ball down. You know, seen some good things from Jam. He's had a good camp. JT's had a good camp. You know, we've continued. Jamie Robinson has really done some nice things at both nickel and safety. Shiloh Sanders made a couple plays today. He continues to come on for us. Cam Smith is a guy that, you know, excited about Cam and the things he's bringing. John Dixon's had a good camp. You know, RJ and Jamel both have done some nice things at times. So we've got, I think the ability is certainly there, you know, as far as the talent level is concerned. But, you know, the secondary is a lot like the offensive line. I mean, the communication's got to be on point. You know, any lack of miscommunication normally is not a good situation for your team. So those are things we've got to continue to